this Bass Creek bitch.
And we're having a nice day.
And we're having a nice raw.
Yeah. He's the king of wrestling, man. I was saying.
Yeah, he's the king of wrestling, man. Anyway.
He's the king of wrestling, man. I was saying.
We're back with this edition of 5 questions with the rest of the page this week. I messed it up. We're back with this edition of 5 questions. That's when we answer your guys' questions that you guys send in. Send in questions like crazy.
They sure do, don't you?
And we're always backed up. And we're always late.
Yeah, we are.
He's making fun of you over here.
I know. Swank the scooter.
Scooter! Let's go ahead and get started, guys.
Give it to her, Scoot.
If you want to ask a question,
Nice.
Raw, if you want to ask a question,
Come on, Raw. Get to it there, Scoot.
put it in the comment section down below. Below, bitch.
Let's go ahead and get started. First, the first 2 questions are asked by Ryan Hadley.
Ryan Hadley.
Do you think Owen Hart should have had a main event run in the WWF?
Well, Ryan Hadley. Let me go ahead. It's going to keep this short and motherfucking sweet.
Okay.
He would have if bald-headed Hickey didn't have to fucking ruin that. Remember in '97, he was getting a big push because he was the only Hart left.
Yep.
Bulldog left. Neidhart left. Bret Hart left.
Pillman died.
Pillman passed away. He was the only Hart there. And they looked like they were going to give him a push. Because I remember he came in. I remember he attacked fucking Shawn Michaels when he would come out of the crowd. He would run in, beat the shit out of Shawn.
Shake a leg.
Shaky
leg.
And he'll run in, beat the shit out of Shawn, then leave. And then multiple times.
Yep.
And fucking then Shawn Michaels would call him a little nugget and all this. So I got rid of every fucking Hart, but I can't get rid of this one. And then, oh, but you found a way to do that, didn't you, prick? You fucking long-haired fucking NXT cowboy hat wearing motherfucker. And fucking, then, remember them, Vince says, no, you're not going to be a vigilante. You're going to come through the crowd, come through the aisle like everyone else does, and and Owen grabs Vince and say, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm the Black Hart.
With the black sunglasses.
That's right, baby. I love that version of Owen Hart.
Yeah.
And then he did have a main event match with Shawn, and then of course Shawn, being a prick that he fucking is, all pilled up eating cookies. You fucking bitch. I still hate you to this day. I'm sorry, I do. Because he didn't have to be that big of a fucking prima donna prick.
I agree.
You peeled up motherfucking drug addict. And me, I had no sympathy. I had no sympathy when you left the company. I didn't. I was glad you were gone. Good fucking riddance. Then when you came back, I was even more depressed. Even though you found God. I don't think you did, but that's just me. There, Arby Tank Top. And then he fucking buries fucking Owen.
Drop my pen again.
And then he buries fucking Owen. And now Owen's fucking floundering in the fucking mid-card. He's working with Triple H. You know what's going to happen there. And then what happens? They make him team with Jeff Jarrett. Which I have no problem with him and Jeff as a team. They're a pretty good team.
Actually true, yeah.
And I enjoyed him in the Nation. I thought that was pretty good. Him and The Rock were the only good ones. Besides D'Lo, but and Kamala, he was alright. Mark Henry was there. And fucking, and then after that, then they put him in that fucking horrible fucking Blue Blazer bullshit.
And that ended his life.
And that ended his career. And that was about the end of that. And yeah.
So do you think he should have had a main event run?
Yeah. I figured he would have had 97.
Pops.
Yes, I think he could have won. I believe that he probably would have had one. But what it was nothing but backstage politics.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels.
That's all it fucking was. Fucking Shawn Michaels would not, you know, he wanted to keep that belt and get lipstick all over it.
Like I said, great performer, but a fucking prick at doing business.
Look, none any better as a performer, but he was a fucking dick. And probably still is.
Agreed. Of course, he did have a good main event run in '94.
Yeah, in '94 with Brett.
With Brett.
I enjoyed that. But it didn't last very long.
But it didn't last very long. And like I said, he could have had a main event push.
Yeah. Especially in '97. And he was the only Hart there. And it didn't look like they were going to give him that push.
But do you think Michaels and Triple H...
Oh, you know they did. Oh, you know they did.
What happened was they stopped him right out of the gate.
All because he was part of the Hearts. That's the only reason.
Well, let's talk about the next one that isn't part of the Hearts.
All right.
What do you think of Kamala in WCW and WWF?
Well, Kamala in WCW. Can we go ahead and just start with that one?
Sure, why not?
That one was the shits.
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. That one was the shits. He was part of the Dungeon of Doom, which was probably one of the worst gimmicks I've ever seen in my fucking life. And the only reason that Dungeon of Doom thing was there, because Hogan didn't want to work with a serious fucking character. Because Hogan's a bitch. Ain't that right, you tanned up bitch? Was it true? I don't give a fuck. Fuck Hogan too.
Thomas fucking everybody.
Well, goddamn, like that's the only reason.
Yes.
That's the only reason the Dungeon of Doom gimmick even fucking started. It's because when Hogan showed up in WCW after he was done working with Flair, he didn't want to work with no fucking. He didn't want to work with no Vader or fucking. Because come on, look what he did to Vader. Fuck over not selling his goddamn finish.
Yep.
And gets out with the greatest of ease. Fuck you, Hogan. If it was me, I'd knock the shit out of that fucking ass.
Yeah, because that's taking into fucking Vader's fucking Japan money right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have fucking. If I was Vader, I'd knock the shit out of you. Like I would have done Dicky. When I worked with him in '96. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I would. I'm sorry. If I'd been Vader, I'd have tagged that fucker for real.
And fucking. And then let's go. And like I said, that's what Kamala was doing in that Dungeon of Doom. He was working with Hogan because Hogan didn't want to work with he wanted to work with cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Cartoon characters don't draw money.
Obviously.
How you like that, Hogan?
What about his WWF run?
His WWF run, you know, he did get him. He had. Well, here's the thing. Like in his WWF run, he was getting a big push. Well, he was working with the Undertaker in '92, and then he did do some good matches. He had matches with Andre, and he was in the main event scene against Hogan and MSG a lot.
Yeah. I think Kamala morally shined in like the territory.
Yeah, the territory days. He
on
more shined in the territory. Yeah. Like he would show up on random territories. He'd show up in NWA. He would show up a few times. He'll show up in World Class.
Mid-South.
Mid-South. He would show up in fucking Memphis.
I remember. I'll tell you what. I remember the first time I seen Kamala. It was
Kamala to me was an attraction.
Yeah, first time I seen him, man, was in Memphis, and
that's where he debuted.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know,
him main event against Lawler.
They did this. They did this whole thing.
Lawler, baby.
He's
King of Wrestling, man.
This whole thing with him. This whole impact of introducing him. You know, the man from Uganda. You know, and had the face paint on him and everything like right here. And
he's sitting there in the jungles.
Yeah. Sitting there in Jerry Jarrett's backyard.
and calling the jungles of Jerry Jarrett's backyard.
And calling it Uganda.
That's where he was. And you know, Lawler, you know, he put a lot of thought in that right there because he said, you know, it was Lawler's idea.
Yes.
That Lawler put a lot of thought into this right here to make me that right there. He said, man, you're going to be vicious. You're going to be the bile man in Uganda. You know, that's never known what it's like to live in civilization before.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys noticed when he pinned a guy, he never turned him over because he didn't know anything about wrestling. All he knew how to do was go in there and pound and beat,
survive.
Yeah, to him it was a fight. Whoever he faced, it was a fight to survival for him because he Uganda.
And good way to have a handler like Friday or Kenchi with him.
Yeah.
And
he had Slick in '93. That's when he turned babyface, and it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And then they mainly used him as a fucking jobber at that time.
Yeah, they did.
And his handlers and everything, they'd talk for him,
Had Skandor Akbar as a manager.
And Waller, put the title on the line. This man has beaten everybody except you. Put the title on the line, and you know what that was leading up to. And Waller, being Waller, figured, hey, this is good for business. I'll drop the belt to him. Mm-hmm. And and that's business.
That's why I said Kamala worked very well in the territories.
Yeah, in territories, yeah. Way better in WWF. He was way better in the territories than he was in WWF and WCW.
It's just like Tommy said. He was an attraction. Nobody ever seen this like that before.
And, once again, most people didn't get everybody's TVs.
Yeah.
So he can go to Memphis. He can go to Mid-South. He can go to the AWA. He can go to the NWA. He can go to all these promotions and just kind of...
He had TV territories wrapped around his finger.
Yeah. Go in there on television, destroy jobbers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then have a house built with some of your stars.
That's it.
To go against this guy.
That's it.
And that's how an attraction is used.
Yes.
That's it.
Let's go with the next one. The next 3 questions are asked by Gregory Choulette.
Gregory!
His first question is, thoughts on the Bastion Booger character?
Thoughts on the Bastion Booger character? You want me to be honest, Gregory? It sucked.
It did suck.
He sucked even as Norman the Lunatic.
I didn't care for Norman.
I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
And to me, the only time that Bastion Booger got a big push was when he was in Stampede as Mookum Singh.
Yep. Very brutal individual.
Yeah, that's the only time he got a big push. When he showed up in WCW, NWA, they made him look like a goof with fucking...
a cartoon character.
Yeah, fucking Norman the Lunatic. I remember first he was just a lunatic, and then they made him a fucking trucker for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he shows up at WWF, and they put him in some fucking horrible fucking outfit and call him Bastion Booger.
Yeah.
And his fucking theme song is Snorting, or what the fuck it was.
Farting,
Snorting, or coughing up a loogie, or what the fuck it was.
I couldn't even go to somebody and say what the Bastion Booger character was.
Because I didn't even know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, you don't really even know what the damn character
What the fuck's the gimmick?
Exactly.
I mean, what was the gimmick? I heard while he was... when he pinned the guy, he'd fart on him, is what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just bizarre.
It was stupid.
It was just so... I don't know, man. Well, whatever it was, it never did catch on, and that's the way that right there went.
Let's go with the Gregory's next question, which is thoughts on Diesel's championship win over Bob Backlund.
The record-setting 8 seconds.
Right there in MSG.
MSG, that's a good way to get over right there.
Yeah.
Do it in MSG. But here's the thing. A lot of people give Kevin Nash, Diesel some shit because of that era. Blaming him because it wasn't drawing as WWF champion. Let me be honest here. This is in 94.
94, yes.
Who was the champion in 94? We had Yoko when he was champion at WrestleMania 10. He wasn't drawing.
No.
You have Bret Hart as WWF champion. Wasn't drawing.
We even have, as close as we could have got, to Lex Luger.
Yeah, and that wasn't drawing.
And he wasn't even drawing.
No.
And
Bob
he wasn't even in the title picture.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the title picture. Bob Backlund when he was champion. Wasn't drawing. And then when they even gave it to Diesel, wasn't drawing. You know why? Because because in '94, in the early '95, wrestling was the shits.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was drawing at that time. WWF, WCW, no one was drawing.
No matter what they actually did, really.
No matter what they did, and people blaming fucking Nash like it's his fault. That wrestling, that fucking that WWF wasn't drawing. Well, it ain't his fault either. And when I like Nash, so but it's not. It's just a bad fucking year.
Yeah, it's a bad year. '95 was pretty bad too.
Yeah.
By '96, things was cooking.
Yeah, it was moving up.
It was moving up. But literally, and then of course, he beats Bob Backlund, kind of an older guy.
Well, Bob Backlund, was
kind of
his
past
time,
his prime.
He was already past his prime anyway. So he had to drop the belt. It was
and pretty much kind of gave the catalyst to the new generation.
That's it. Dropped it.
And look at the people they put fucking Nash in the ring with. Mabel. Fuck it. You can't get a good match out of that. Fuck it. Look at the people that, like, when Bulldog switched heel, he had good matches with Bulldog, and he had great matches with Bret Hart. And that's the thing. People want to shit on Nash because of how bad the fucking his championship run was. Well, no one was drawing. And to be honest, you could have a good match out of Nash if you put him in the ring, with people that could get something out of it.
I don't even think at that right there time that he if he did, I don't think it'd draw anything anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I just.
And also,
it was a dried up year.
It was. Well,
it was a bad year.
And of course, we lost Hogan in '93 in WWF.
Yeah.
And that's when WWF was in big trouble.
Granted, Hogan wasn't getting the greatest reaction in '93. Let's just be honest. But
and when he showed up at WCW, he wasn't getting that greatest reaction either.
Exactly. People got tired of the whole.
Yeah.
The whole Hogan fucking deal.
The schmeal that he would put out. People start booing that right there. Schmeal that he'd always put out. I mean,
and of course, you got to build for the future. That's why you see Yoko as champion. That's why you see Bret as champion. Diesel. Bob Backlund, pretty much. It was just kind of a whole thing with Bret.
Yeah.
Really, that kind of just did that. But I mean, great match of Survivor Series though. But which we did a review on.
Yeah.
Go check that in the archives. But
yeah, that was a good match.
Literally, I don't think anybody was drawn in.
No.
And by the way, this wasn't just the WWF. It was WCW. Yep. They weren't doing that well.
They were on fire with that Dungeon of Doom, weren't they?
And you gotta look at some of the indie promotions at the time.
They weren't drawing either. Hell, Smoky Mountain wasn't even drawing.
Exactly.
No.
Why do you think Cornette quit?
Cornette talked about that right there.
Cornette quit by '95 because it was just so bad.
Yeah.
He sold his part. But fuck it, I want the money instead because we ain't shit.
So the narrative on saying that Nash was the worst drawing WWF champion of all time, I guess in the WWF could be true, just because of it just being in the WWF.
But look at
the business as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people want to shit on him for it. It's not his fault.
Let's go ahead and go with the last question for this edition of 5 questions. Asked by Gregory Choulette. We got a pass, smash, and marry.
All right.
We had you got to pass one, you got to marry one, you got to
smash one.
Smash one.
All right.
Miss Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Francine.
Mm-hmm.
Kimona Wanalea.
All right.
Mm.
I'll go ahead and keep this short and sweet.
Go ahead.
I'll pass Kimona Wanalea.
Okay.
I'd smash Miss Elizabeth.
Okay.
And I'll marry Francine.
Okay. Pops.
What we got there?
You got Smash, you got Pass, you got Mary, Miss Elizabeth, Francine, Kimona Wanalea.
Tomorrow I will pass her. I would give. I tell you what. I would give. Well, who we got now?
Francine, Miss Elizabeth.
I would give Francine a whirl because I heard she was hot, in fact. And I'd marry Miss Elizabeth. I probably could have kept her alive, not the drugs.
Could have kept her on your dick, huh?
Yep.
Anyway.
You don't need no drugs. You just need this.
I'm gonna go past Miss Elizabeth. Just with my style. I give Kimona Wanalea a whirl because some Asians are pretty hot, and then I would marry Francine because
She's still hot.
I've always kind of had a crush on her.
And guess what? She's still hot.
And she's still hot.
She's still hot today. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for this edition of 5 Questions. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to share it all over social media. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WrestlingRampage2. Are you guys paying attention here?
Yeah, I'm paying attention, yeah.
All right, there, hairy ear. See a couple of hairs in the ear there.
Can you know?
You old?
Yep.
Also, you guys can follow us on Twitter at
I don't know what
WrestleRampage.
the hell his problem is.
I'm looking for the hairs too.
And-
What are they only on that side?
I don't know, it might be. I can't look on the other side of the bald-headed fuck's fucking head. Also, you can also follow me and Tommy on Instagram. And guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more great videos coming to you guys because we're that cream that rises to the top.
Cream of the crop.
And nobody does it better.